I brought Sarkodie out in 2009. He hasn't done anything.
Have you have complained about the or issue? And so we want to know, is 2026. Has brothers moved beyond the father say you saw Maulususka when you really was counting on him?
I think sir. Yeah. I think sir, people don't understand how simple I am. Right. Show up for the video. You say, okay, I'll show up for the video. I set up the video shoot. You don't show up. That's money gone.
Yeah.
I reschedule. You don't show up. That's disrespect.
One of Ghana's biggest rappers and a legend, of course, Edem, formerly known as Ayigbe Edem. I think he wants to bring back the name Ayigbe Edem. So Edem ekupiemu ewo Angel FM Kumasi during an exclusive interview with MC Portfolio. Emma Bisane questions concerning his relationship with Sarkodie. We all know, say a few years ago, he clashed with Sarkodie. He voiced out his displeasure over disappointment and disrespect via Sarkodie edition. So he needed the service of Sarkodie. They had to shoot a music video. You know, chia directors, chia venue, Sarkodie, according to him, didn't show up. Then he did it again. Once more, Sarkodie disappointed him. So Edem wasn't happy. Oba X, formerly Twitter, ebe make his series of tweets. So Oko PMU ewa Angel FM, he was asked his relationship, some of the memorable moments with Sarkodie. So first off, Ochemu, I say on this Sarkodie, you know, they were very, very cool. Those days are not what hate, you know. Sarkodie was one of the studio rats now or war around. So I say way back in 2009, or the Sarkodie about Ghana Music Award stage. So first, you know, it was a big deal. So it is right to say he put Sarkodie on.
How do you feel about Sarkodie achievement as the first Ghanaian who attempted the biggest capacity beyond Ghana so far? Because we know you have a history in his upcoming. How do you feel about his current achievement, knowing where he started from, my bra? Your picture there's a picture of
both of us.
Yes, Kensak and Sarkodie.
Hash.
Oh, so sorry, picture no chair here. There was a picture na Kensak I say Jina Wachina. It was a show na show ne recognize Edem and Co. And people said the Co was Sarkodie and Sarkodie has your back. So picture no online.
No, so that was I brought Sarkodie out in 2009 for my opening for Ghana Music Awards with DJ Black, right?
Okay.
So I wanted to share my spotlight
with.
So I was the opening act. Chris Atto was interviewing us.
Okay, that is a picture.
Yeah, then I brought Sak in to also come in.
So he was not billed, you just wanted to bring.
No, he was not billed.
Okay.
He was not billed.
Okay.
Yeah.
So at that time now, Afina, like he was the junior brother in the label, last two.
Not junior brother.
Okay.
When I was recording my album.
Okay.
Sak was around the studio the whole time I was recording my debut album.
Okay.
Right? Because I think
there is a Chris Atto with Ayigbe Edem and Co.
Yeah, he was also the same time. No, Duncan Williams.
Okay.
No, Dunk Wills.
Yeah,
he was also doing Kasahari. And every time he was around the studio.
Okay.
And you release the album. No, it was a good opportunity, sir. Somebody who is around the album. He has features on the album. Let me share my space. Let me share my platform. Put my brother on. That has always been how I have operated all through my career. Whose
idea? Because we all know, say everyone attributes Sarkodie mainstream mile to your song. Whose idea? Say mama no opportunity no so because your song is what because I registered him to mainstream acceptance. And am I right to say that?
No, yes, Bouger was the Bouger.
No, I just want to hear from.
No, Bouger was the breakout.
Yeah.
What he has said.
Whose idea
was
to give him that?
Sarkodie is a good rapper. Usually, some artists for studio, what you like is somebody who is also good.
Okay.
Because that is where the energy starts from. It doesn't start from thinking about all this overthinking that fans do. When you get into the studio. And we are talented artists. You even see an underground artist. It will shock you. Say you will tell him, go in the booth, Koye bibina mean tea. You understand? Yeah. So when we did Bouger and he brought his verse, we're in the studio and he was rapping, it sounded dope.
Okay.
So is like, do your verse.
Okay.
Right? So after doing the verse, once we roll out, I'm like, you know what? Let me share my space. So if you have a show, and I think Metro used to do football academy.
Okay.
And so my friend and say, Edem, come and perform at football academy. I'm like, why not?
Nah, what did not come home?
Yeah.
So it feels like you had mad love for a brother, and you guys. So
now, away from that, he also seized the moment to talk about whatsoever happened between himself and Sarkodie Obemeki tweet on X. Also, look, he holds no grudge against Sarkodie, but for Sarkodie to disrespect him, he had to say his piece. Nanso, right after saying whatsoever he had to say, they made peace, they moved on. Sarkodie a year later called him to make appearance or Rapaholic, which he did for him.
The bigger question:
he hasn't done anything.
Have you have complained about dia or dia or ashu? And so we want to know, is 2026. Has brothers moved beyond the father say you saw Maulususka when you really was counting on him?
I think sir. Yeah. I think sir, people don't understand how simple I am. Right. Show up for the video. You say, okay, I'll show up for the video. I set up the video shoot. You don't show up. That's money gone.
Yeah.
I reschedule. You don't show up. That's disrespect.
Day two.
I show up at another time, not exactly the following day. You don't show up. That's disrespect. One thing an Ewema will not take is disrespect.
The first day you felt disappointed. The second day you felt disrespected.
The first day, anything can happen.
Yeah.
You understand? We're in the business. People have called me for shoots that maybe that day I'm just not here.
But I'll communicate it.
We've gone past that. My team is very professional.
Okay.
Very, very professional. And it's because my team is professional. That is why you've never had any scandal before.
About you, yeah.
So let's put those small questions to rest.
Okay.
Have you had any VRMG scandal?
No. Not
Have
yet.
you had any promoter say we take their money?
Not yet.
And in this world, it's your actions that speak for you, not what people say. Because VRMG, we are stand-up people. You'll never hear anybody say Edem was late. You never hear anybody say Edem disrespected us. That is not to say we are perfect. It's just to say that we've been so consistent. When we say something, we know exactly what we are saying, right? So when it happened, I tweeted that, bro, the move you make wasn't right.
How? You are very expressive.
You go need me, but I day for you because I'm mature. Then he called me. Charlie, bro, how be? Oh, Charlie, I did do Rapaholico. You go feel come through for me. This be the 10th edition. And then I pulled up. And I did Rapaholic.
So the next go after incident was not an apology. It was rather a request again.
Yes, after like a year or some months the following year. Last year was the 10th edition, if I'm right. The one that we did myself.
Yeah.
So he called me. Do you understand? And I want people to understand, sir, when the fans see an artist, they see a brand. When artist to artist see an artist, it's just my guy. So if my guy do something he no be right, I go tell him.
Have you forgiven him?
If I don't have to forgive you because it's nothing I hold.
Okay.
The only two things I hold be my woman and money.
That's a bad.
No, for real. That's what I'm saying. People don't understand how say there are a lot of things that you see me see online and I don't.
You don't even personalize it.
No, we don't personalize it.
That's
we don't worry about it.
And so I'm glad
if your brother doesn't show up, you tell him, and then you keep it moving.
Okay.
So a lot of people are applauding, Edem for how he handled himself. It wasn't easy, but I mean, it is one of the best responses Omaya during the interview. So in our next update, Okasai defined the beef with Stonebwoy far back in 2015 over VGMA awards via a CA. At the end of this particular video, our next video, you did update. And of Vimbas TV so, and we watch a video till this point. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Yada CP.
Vimbaz TV.